Several years ago, we came up with a concept called destination doctors because we began to experience a critical mass in conversations with businesses and high performing individuals. And that critical mass was people were looking for an organization who could help them get from where they are to where they wanted to be. And so we began to find out that these problems that companies and CEOs were facing, they needed specialists. They need people who knew how to navigate the landscape and the tension between their present spot and their desired spot. So we created the Destination Doctors program as a way to be practitioners, people who constantly learn, people who learn 24/7 so they can serve their clients with the best possible strategic insight so they can help those organizations get from here to there well.
Let Marcus and his team of destination doctors help you to reach your destination. Get started today by logging on to thebenjaminagency.com. Thebenjaminagency.com. Don't just get there. Get there well with bigger, brighter, and bolder outcomes with Marcus Benjamin and the Destination Doctors.
It's gonna make you laugh real loud. So come on, scream it out. AKINTUNDE.
What's up, family? How y'all doing, y'all? What's going on, family? How y'all doing? Happy Thursday to everybody out there watching. Oh, I'm so excited. I got to calm myself down because I'm crunk. I'm excited, y'all. Happy Thursday. I pray that everything is going well with you, your family, your life, your work, your business, your ministry, whatever you're doing. I hope things are going well. And I thank you for just hanging out with us for a little while, no matter how long it is, whether it's for a few seconds, a few minutes, or an hour or more. I appreciate you, and I do not take it lightly at all. Listen, family, everybody who's already logged on, do me a favor, please. Do me two favors. First of all, I need you to tell me what your name is, who you are, and where you are watching from. So if you are Keith from Texas, from Dallas, if you are Craig from France, because hey, you could be in Italy right now. If you are Lakeisha from California, tell me where your name is and where you're watching from, because I really would like to know. And then the next thing I want you to do, please do me a favor, like, tag, and share this post. Please, please, please. My mama is watching with me. I want y'all to celebrate my mama. Throw some hearts up for my mama for me, please. It's a blessing to still have your mama alive on this earth, number one. But secondly, it's a super blessing when your mother supports you in all your endeavors. So I want y'all to please hit the heart button. Not for me right now. Do it for my mama real quick, because she always hangs out and always enjoys the show and gives me great feedback and commentary on the show. She's actually like another producer on the show because she really helps me out. So give my mama some love right there. DeAndre Thomas, aka Sterling Thomas. What's up, man? How you doing, man? Hey, Dre, I just found out today, I didn't know this, that Eric Hines is now moving to Charlotte. Just found that out. So we got to talk about that. Our good friend Eric Hines, E. Hines, is moving to Charlotte, making a big move. Actually, Dre, he's cutting in Charlie's barbershop, No Grease, in Charlotte. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm having a private conversation with DeAndre, who's in the chat, about one of our friends. I apologize. I just had to let him know, though. I didn't know if he knew or not. Monica L. Jeffries from Orangeburg, South Carolina. What's up, Monica? Thank you for hanging out with us. I appreciate it. Do not take it lightly at all. DeAndre, I know you're watching from the ATL and from Atlanta, Georgia, and I appreciate it. Do me a favor, y'all. Please like, tag, and share this post. If you don't mind, I would love it if you would start a watch party. What that does is helps us reach more people. I'll tell you some little secrets about Facebook later on. But if you would do that for us, it would be a huge help, because it's going to be a great show tonight, and I think it's going to help some people out for real. Thank you, Monica, for shouting out my mama. I appreciate that. I do not take it lightly at all, because you didn't have to do that. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Hey, but listen, tonight we got a great show. Okay, I got my sister Roshanda Pratt will be joining us in just a little while. Roshanda she's a life coach. She's a social media expert. She really understands and gets it when it comes to social media and understands how you can utilize social media to be a blessing to you. But she also understands how social media can be a problem for you. So she's gonna give you some good information on that tonight, and I can't wait for her to come on here in just a little bit. Roshanda Pratt, aka Rosho. The Rosho will be joining me in just a little bit. A little bit later on in the show, Willie Browns has a good friend called Uncle Rufus. Uncle Rufus will be joining me. If you don't know Uncle Rufus, he's on Facebook, he's on YouTube. He'll be joining me in a little bit to give some old school commentary. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna give you nothing else. That's all I'm gonna say. Uncle Rufus will be joining us in the second hour with some old school commentary, and we're talking about a topic today that I think is very relevant. We're talking about, what does your social media say about you? Drink that in for a minute. Hold on that for a minute. What does your social media say about you? Because it's saying something. Everybody's social media is communicating something to the people that come to your page. And here's the thing. Is it communicating, one, what you think is communicating, and two, is it communicating what you want it to be communicating? Because you might think you're communicating something totally other than what you actually are. And so I really, really, really want to dig in and get into this topic today, and just kind of really go in deep on this thing right here today. Kim Nicholson, what's up, Kim Nicholson? How you doing? What's going on? I appreciate you hanging out with us. I do not take it lightly at all. Damon M. Cherry, what's up, sir? How you doing? Thank you for hanging out. What's going on? Hey, listen, everybody, please let me know where you watching from. If you're just tuning in, just coming in, give me your name and tell me what city you are watching from. Ariel Squirwell. Did I say that right? Or is that Squirewell? Okay, Ariel Squirewell from VA, Virginia in the house. I got a lot of folks from Virginia. I got family in Virginia. I got friends in Virginia. What's going on? Justin Brookston, where you watching from, Justin? Is that yeah, just Justin. Yeah, Justin. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right, Demond Cherry said, right now my social media says I'm a brand new first-time 47-year-old daddy. Come on, man. Congratulations. I want y'all to put some hearts up for Demond Cherry, brand new daddy, first time, 47 years old. Come on, man. Throw up them heart signs for Damon. Let him feel the love, man. That's amazing. How old is the baby? Do me a favor, Damon. Tell us how old your baby is. Is he or she a few months old? Let me know if it's a girl or boy. Is he a few months old, or is he 1 or 2? Please. That's awesome. Congratulations on that. Nothing like having kids for the first time. I'll never forget when I walked out of the hospital the first day after I had my first son. I have 5 children. I've been working me and you almost the same age, Damon, but I've been working a lot longer than you have. That's real talk. But I never forget that feeling I got when I first had my first son, and it was an amazing feeling. He's now 27 years old now, so I tell you how long ago that was. Monica L. Jeffrey says, congratulations to Damon. Come on, Damon. They're celebrating your family. Monica L. Jeffrey says, my page says Christian mom entrepreneur. That's what's up. That's what's up, Monica. Praise the Lord. That's what we need. Come on now. James Easley says, how can I get copies of your DVDs? Hey, James, go to my website, AKINTUNDE.net. Log on to the website, and then you see an area right there where you can either buy some copies of the DVD, or you can watch my brand new comedy special digitally on my website immediately. That's AKINTUNDE.net, AKINTUNDE.net. Thank you for asking. I appreciate the support and the love. That means a whole lot. Please believe that. Let me see who else is popping in with us. Okay, so Jamon Cherry said, girl, 7 months old, stood up on her own today. Wow. Now, come on, all the parents, come on now. Y'all know this is a special day right here. That baby stood up. His baby girl stood up for the first time today. It's nothing like that feeling. It never gets old when our children does those certain things for the first time, whether it's talk for the first time, call your name for the first time, whether they crawl for the first time, make a noise, whatever that is, that is a surefire blessing right there. Congratulations, sir. Enjoy it. Do me a favor. You see, you're older. That's one of the values of having children older. When you have children older, you're able to kind of enjoy every step of the process, even the tough stuff. Because when they're older, you remember all that stuff, and all that stuff comes back. And it's something about when you're older that you really enjoy the simple things in life. This ain't the topic but today, but I say this particularly about my mother. I'm really enjoying my mom in my late 40s, about to turn into 50. I'm enjoying my mom because you recognize the value of having your parents still in your life. And you recognize the small things, being able to have a conversation, being able to laugh, being able to get advice, being able to just spend time, whether it's on random stuff. Sometimes I talk to my mom for a couple of hours straight, and it is a blessing to be able to do that. Because again, I know people who don't have that luxury. So to still have that, it's a blessing. And that's one of the values of getting older. Because when you're younger, you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that. Everything is moving fast. You're trying to figure this out. You're trying to work that out. Or you're wasting time. You're burning off time on frivolous stuff that may not have the same value as that life value that you have with a baby, with your spouse. I'm enjoying my time with my wife right now. We've been married it'll be 25 years, December the 9th. And I'm enjoying my wife like never before. I think we both are enjoying each other like never before. And that's because we're older. We recognize the value of spending quality time with each other. Now, speaking of quality time, I ain't gonna burn up no more time because I want to have all my time for this sister right here. Y'all, let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. This sister right here is a powerful, powerful, mighty woman of God. And she is a great example how you can be equally spiritual and equally aware of the world's structure and systems, how to operate in the marketplace professionally, how to operate even in the entertainment space, even in the production space, the marketing space, but at the same time, a preaching, teaching, on fire woman of God. That's a rare opportunity right there. And this sister I'm about to bring to this screen is just that. She's one of those people who can do just that. And I'm talking about a surefire blessing. And I'm about to bring her up right about now. I want y'all to welcome to the AKINTUNDE show for the first time on the AKINTUNDE show, and I guarantee won't be the last time. My sister Roshanda Pratt. Rosho, what's up?
Listen, I have made it. I'm calling my mama and them. I'm calling my family in Trinidad and Tobago. Forget being on CBS The Talk, the Tamron Hall show. Forget those years working in television news. I have made it. I made it to the show. I mean, I'm telling you, 2020, I'm not canceling 2020. I made it on the show, and I'm excited to be here.
I love you. I love you. You are so kind and loving. I appreciate you, sis. Welcome to the show, family. Rosho, the Rosho Live, aka Roshanda Pratt. How you doing, sis?
I'm doing well. Glad to be here. Glad to be in the number, as they say.
Oh, you more than a number. You winning. You victorious. I mean, y'all, let me tell y'all something. If you don't know Roshanda Pratt, do me a favor. If you're on your computer, open up another window and go to her page, like and follow her page. If you are watching on your phone, please make sure you go to her page and like, tag, and follow her page. She goes live and drops some wonderful nuggets. Every entrepreneur on this video right now, you need to be following this sister right here. She's blessed me. Let me tell you something. I dare say I probably wouldn't have dived into the live video game the way I did if I hadn't been paying attention to Roshanda Pratt. That's real, sister.
Wow. Thank you. I don't take that lightly. That's really, I'm speechless because I've looked at what you've done in your career and what you continue to pivot and shift to do. And it's just an honor for you to say that you look at me as an example and I'm looking at you. So I guess we're looking at each other and fulfilling what scripture says, that iron sharpens iron. So a man sharpens the countenance of his friend. So I'm glad that we have each other to sharpen each other.
Come on now, we definitely, and that iron is sharp, sis, because let me tell you something. You have been blessing a lot of people through your just live video strategy. Anybody who doesn't know about you, let them kind of know, if you will, how you do what you do and how you bless people and work with them.
So I'm known in the digital streets as the Rosho Live. I'm a storyteller, live stream strategist, producer, and known as the first lady of visibility. And I really empower brands to be seen, heard, and paid through this streaming live platform and through traditional media. You have a great story, you have a great product, you have a great service, but playing small, playing the hidden figure, playing as a background vocal is not serving you anymore. So
Mm.
I help people step out of the shadows, forget remaining silent, and give voice to what they know that God has called them to do. And I use the 20 years experience that I have as a television news producer in empowering people to
Mm.
really understand that their visibility is power and how to step into it and how to own all of that.
Wow. And you're talking when you talk about 20 years of news experience, I'm
Yeah.
talking about as a producer. I
Yes.
think we should definitely say that you were producing morning shows. Did you produce any other day parts besides morning shows?
So, started in the morning show when I first started in television news when I was a senior at Winthrop University. Go Eagles! And so I started in the morning show market, then left there and got into the dayside programming. But I'm telling you, man, my love. Hey, Crystal, thank you for saying that. My love is the morning show. There's so much creativity. You
Wow.
know, Arkentunde, when you have 3.5 hours of news, you better get creative. You better learn how to take this chicken and make chicken salad, chicken soup, how to make it tasty for
Right.
everybody to enjoy it. So my morning show roots are really passionate for me because
Mhm.
that's where I cut my teeth and that's where I learned the power of visibility, the power of storytelling. And I love television, and I would be remiss if I did not give a shout out to my West Indian parents because it was my dad. My dad is from the beautiful country, my mom and dad from the
Uh-huh.
beautiful country of Trinidad and Tobago. If you ever get an opportunity to visit the Caribbean, it's bigger than just Jamaica and
Yeah,
Barbados. Don't
that's
come for
right,
me,
right,
Jamaicans.
right, right.
Trini started steel pan. That belongs to us. Don't you take that. But go visit Trinidad and Tobago. And when I was in the fourth grade, Akintunde, my dad told me it's your duty as an American citizen to know what's
Mm.
going on in your country and your community. So while my friends were watching the Smurfs and Rainbow Bright, I was
Wow.
growing up watching Tom Brokaw, Peter Jennings, and Walter Cronkite because
Wow.
my dad told me that's your responsibility. And if you go visit my parents in Hopkins, you will still see my dad today, who is an avid newsie. He's watching CNN,
Wow.
MSNBC, every channel in there. And he really started in the fourth grade this love for news, storytelling, being informed, and educating people about democracy and
Mm.
what they have the right to know.
Right.
I'm going to get into that with social media, what people have the right to know and what
Mhm.
they don't necessarily need to know when it comes to social media. Just
That's
saying.
so good right there. Speaking of watching, Roshanda Rosho's love of her life is
Yes.
watching right now. My friend, my brother, Pastor Jacoby Pratt, pastor of Champions, Tabernacle of Champions, Bishopville, South Carolina. And he's joining us right now. Thank you, sir, for hanging out with us, sir. Shout out to Crystal. Thank you, Crystal, for shouting out Roshanda. Crystal
Thank
said
you,
lovingly,
Crystal.
if you don't know about Rosho, you need to know. She is absolutely incredible. She's helped me so much on my entrepreneurial journey. Wow, that's
Thank you,
powerful.
Crystal. Proud of
That's
what
powerful.
you're doing too.
And I mean, and actually, Crystal actually teed me up perfectly for my next question before we get into the topic of the day. I really want to know, share with our viewers and everybody who's watching, whether you listening and watching live or if you are watching later on demand, let everybody know exactly how you work with entrepreneurs.
Sure. So, specifically, what I work with entrepreneurs is helping them understand how to really hone in on their visibility. Visibility is power is not just a cliche we wear on a shirt. It's not
Mhm.
just a something cool to say as a hashtag, but it's
Right.
really a divine assignment. That
Mm.
there is a place on this earth that you are called to take a stand, that
Yeah.
you are called to serve other people with. Okay,
Wow.
and so we
Wow.
have to understand and with visibility is power, Akintunde, it's not about being everywhere.
Right. Right.
It's
Right.
about being in the right places
That's right.
with the right people so you can make the impact, the influence, and the income that you deserve. And so what that means is using this platform of live video. What I
Yeah.
know 20 years of working in television is that pictures and words make the perfect marriage. So
Right.
how do we use this to build our own media? Because while you may be waiting for CBS to call you, you can start your own media while you wait for them to give you an opportunity.
That's right. That's right.
So
And
that's
that's
what
so
we are
key right
trying to
there
do.
because it today maybe I was talking with you about this, But as old TV and industry heads, the game has changed so much.
Yes.
And it's incumbent upon us to take advantage of these opportunities out here. I'm talking about you can hop on a phone and reach several thousands of people at any given parts of the day like that.
You want to be an international speaker? Pick up your phone and go live. There is not a time that I do a live video that someone's not watching from Trinidad, Nigeria. We had someone from Colombia that was watching, not Colombia, Colombia,
Colombia.
watching. And I just went international, but I'm going live here from Columbia, South Carolina. International.
I mean, that's a game changer because you were speaking. What were you in? What was it? France or
Paris, France last year. Yeah. And the thing about this journey too is, there's another resurge when it comes to live video. Live video started about 6 or 7 years ago. And I remember the day that it happened. I was working at my local CBS affiliate. We just finished up the morning show. I was the executive morning show producer at the time. And Gail and Nora came on to talk about this cool app called Periscope and Meerkat. They were the first that started the whole live video thing.
That's right.
And when they came on the scene talking about it, I immediately was like, this AKINTUNDE.
Wow.
Because I know what it takes as a television station to go live. You need a live truck, you needed coordinates, you needed cables, you need to make sure it wasn't raining so your reporter doesn't get killed out there with all of these things. And these guys came up with it where you can just press a button. Are you kidding me?
Come on, you talk about back in the day, you needed a satellite.
You need a satellite.
And several thousands of dollars.
And they figured out how to do it on your phone. And here's the thing that was powerful. Within the first 30 days, Periscope surpassed Meerkat. Meerkat left.
I never even heard of Meerkat.
Not out of the game. Periscope took over. Within the first 30 days of this app launching, 1 million people downloaded it to their phone.
Wow.
But here's what we discovered as creatives. People downloaded it, but it wasn't 1 million people actually going live because they didn't know what to do. And then that's when God said to me, as he's saying to you about your visibility, this is go time, Roshanda. This is where you come in. And I've been going live ever since.
Family, today we're talking about this subject, y'all. What is your social media saying about you? I asked the question. I'm going to tease the question, and I have another question for Roshanda before we get into the topic. So the question for today, I put this on my Facebook page, and my question is, should your social media be taken into consideration in the hiring process? So let's say you go and you apply for a position at AT&T. You apply for a position at Time Warner. You apply for a position at the City of Columbia, right? Should your social media page be taken into full consideration when somebody decides whether they're hiring you or not? Particularly depending on what type of job you are. I want y'all to answer that in the comments. And then I have a question for Roshanda, because here's the thing. I think people really may not recognize, particularly entrepreneurs, just how they can use live video to really strategize and grow their business. You help people with it. I don't want you to give away all that you do as a consultant, but if you could just give away a couple of nuggets of how you work with people to take their business, their ministry, or their gift, their talent, whatever that is, and reach more customer clients and people.
One of the things that we have to understand is that you're an expert. Like, along with answering AKINTUNDE's question, I want you to put that in the comment section. I am an expert. And it's okay to say that. I know, especially when we talk to believers, AKINTUNDE, I can't tell you how many times I always get to ask this question. Well, Roshanda, I want to be humble, and I don't. And I'm telling you, what we think is humble is really false humility, and actually it's arrogance. Because for us to be in a room where someone is thirsty, and you have the water for them to drink, but you're waiting for the Holy Spirit to reveal to them that, man, Roshanda can help me with my live video presence, without you really owning the fact that you're an expert, really is arrogant. Even Jesus asked the disciples, do men say that I am? See, that was Jesus
Right.
doing a Google search. He's like, let me
Right.
check my reputation. What are the
Mm,
streets saying about me? So if
mm,
Jesus can ask people about who he is, what's your problem? Jesus
mm.
said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. He said who he was. What's the problem with you saying who you are?
That's
So
right.
we have to understand that you have to own your expertise. And what people are watching video for is know-how and expertise. You know
That's
how
right.
YouTube became popular? Because it became popular because most of the videos at the beginning age of YouTube were how-to videos. How to scramble eggs, how to make a bed properly. You know, there's a video for that to show you how to make up your bed, how to do this, how to do that. We're in a infopreneur society, Akintunde. And if you
Mm,
don't understand that your intellectual property, your experience, your know-how, your
right.
journey is what people will pay for because they will pay for your solutions that you had painful experiences to go through.
Right.
They just don't want the pain you endured to get there.
Right, right. And the wisdom is that you can provide the information to you. Roshanda, Rosho can provide something to you. I can provide something to you that you don't have to go out there and pay for yourself.
Right,
Maybe you learn something along the way about parenting. Maybe you are in HR, human resources, and you learn something about that process. Somebody else wants to get into that. Guess what? You may
right.
think that's just something on your resume. No, that's something that literally can bless somebody else's life, and that means it's a stream of income for you.
Like
Uh,
who knew Akintunde that me doing live video and working 20 years behind the scenes will show people this is how you put a script together. This is how you look into a camera. See, what's easy to us is life
Jesus.
saving and life changing to somebody else. But see, the reason why you don't show up with it, you ready for this? I'm gonna step on some toes because see, y'all came in here to an experience, and
Uh-huh.
my prayer is that you don't leave this place the same. The
Amen.
reason why you don't make the money or really value what you have is because you don't see the value in it. You treat it as just a regular Google search. Oh,
Right.
well, you can Google for that. You can Google for a lot of things, but that doesn't mean Google's going to necessarily show you the how or how you can tap into it with your own unique personality and brand. And that's one
Wow.
of the things that we do in our company.
Come on now. And again, if you want to get more information about it, you definitely have to follow her page, The Rose Show Live. And she goes live. How many times a day would you say you go live on average?
Well, we are dedicated to Media Monday, which is 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for now. We're going to be moving to a dayside time frame. But I can tell you this. When y'all out here acting up, which we're about to talk about that in a few minutes, then that's when I have to make what I call a PSA, a public social media announcement. When my mom is calling me because y'all are inboxing her these scam
Oh,
messages and
oh my God.
y'all about this tomfoolery, then I gotta come on social media and talk to y'all about rules of engagement. Like Akintunde, it is not a marketing plan for you to inbox me as soon as I met you, inviting me to buy your product. People buy from the ones they know, like, and trust. I
Yeah.
don't know you, and I'm not even sure if I really like you yet. I just said yes to the friend request, and now you're trying to sell me. Stop it.
Yeah, and you can help so many people out with that because a lot of folks just don't understand the way you should be playing the game.
It's a turn off.
Yeah, you know what it's like? It's
Yep.
like basketball. Anybody knows if any brothers you play basketball, when you go into the game, when it's your time to go into the game, you don't just run on the court. You got to go check in at the table. And guess what? If you don't go check in at the table, guess what you get? A technical foul. So a lot of y'all and entrepreneurs, y'all just running on the court like, hey, ho, play.
Running amok.
Come on, tech, whistle, sir.
I'm
Go
gonna
to the table.
I'm going to start using a meme that shows technical foul when people do that. So for the people in the room who are like me, who are not a sports person and may have understood a little bit of Akintunde's analogy, let me give you a food analogy of this because I'm a foodie and I relate everything to food. That's like coming into my house the first time and say, hey, Roshanda, good to see you. And you come in and it's your first time at my house and you go and open my refrigerator. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Good golly, Miss Molly, what is going on?
What is happening here? I was going to serve you. What's happening?
Ooh, oh Lord, my mama she probably leaped in her seat behind that. I've had people come to my house and go in my mom's refrigerator, friends of mine, and I'm in slow motion. I'm like, oh no, and she's like, no, you don't go in my refrigerator. You understand me? I'm sorry, ma'am. Yeah, this ain't the TV house. This ain't the Sunny D commercial. You don't just come out the street and go on my mama refrigerator. You about to get told off. Okay, I'm sorry.
And treat my social media inbox messenger like my house and friends. Do not come in unannounced.
That's hilarious. Shout out to my brother Jerry Denar, who hangs out with us every week, nearly every show. Hometown fella, family fella, Savannah, Georgia, aka represent. Come on, family. Tanisha Franklin, thank you for hanging out with us. You know what I learned this from? I learned how to interact with my live audience by watching Roshanda. Rosho live right there. I learned how to, in a smooth, non-aggressive way, just interact with people, show love, keep it moving, but understand how to flow with it. And guess what? I've been doing comedy and radio for decades.
Yeah.
But guess what? This live video, you seeing me, seeing comments, that's different from radio. That's different from TV. That's different from stand-up comedy. It's different to be on a stage and talking with the audience than it is to be talking with an audience that's in a digital space that's not in a comedy space. Everything is different, and you got to understand the rules of engagement. Speaking of engagement, let's get to this topic. Let's help somebody out. Listen, do me a favor. If you're watching with us, if you know somebody, maybe it's a young person in particular. I'm going to put this out there right now. If you know a young person that's in your family, that's a friend, that's a co-worker, maybe y'all go to school together, maybe they go to school with one of your kids, whatever, do me a favor, like and tag this video and share it to that person right now. Share it with your friends. Because I'm telling you, I see a lot of young people making mistakes on social media, and they think it's communicating one thing, but it's communicating something altogether different. The problem is they don't know it.
Right.
And in their minds, ignorance is bliss, but a person who know better is watching that shaking their head. Let's get into it, please, sis. When you blessed me a few years ago, because we did a show actually when I was on Free Thinkers Radio. Shout out to Darren Murphy and a whole crew at Free Thinkers Radio. You blessed me because you gave an example of how people make these mistakes on social media, and they don't recognize what they're saying. When you think about the topic, what does your social media say about you? What immediately comes to mind?
Immediately comes to mind is if I pull up your Instagram, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, Twitter, wherever you like to hang out, that the last 6 posts communicate who you are. The last 6 posts. So if I pull up your Instagram right now and the last 6 pictures I see really give me a snapshot into who you are. Now, is that what you really want to communicate? I don't know. But the last 6 posts tell me, oh, okay, this is what I could expect from you. This is who you are.
Let that sink in. I need y'all. I'm gonna bring us closer and let that y'all drink that in right now. The last 6 posts tell you who you really are.
Yep. Last 6.
When you think about that, what comes to mind?
Well, I think what people don't understand is that social media is the new business card or handshake or virtual handshake. And there is such a thing as online reputation management. And so we have to understand that nowadays, instead of giving people a business card or saying, going to check out my website, the first thing that they're going to do is Google you. As a former television news producer that booked many guests that still works in the TV capacity now in front of the camera and not behind the camera as an on-air personality, and working with people, when people pitch me, one of the first things that I do is I go and look at their social media and I go look at their what's on Google. And I can go ahead and tell you this. Here's a tip. Coaches, speakers, consultants, experts, subject matter experts, and authors. Let me give you a tip. If you are saying that you are a business coach, that you are a psychiatrist, a therapist, something to that effect, I should see that on your page somewhere. Whether that's on your personal page, that doesn't have mental health awareness, but Facebook gives you a little space to put what your business is or who you are. I should see that there. Or if you have a business page, and this happened recently, AKINTUNDE, I put a call out. I need to interview someone for my show. And got really great recommendations. I mean, like 30 people responded with, hey, do this person do it. And when I went to go check out the people, I said, well, this is what they say you can do, but I don't see any record or any footprint, a digital footprint,
Mm,
breadcrumbs that say this is who you really are. So then as a
right.
journalist, I start to question if
Yeah.
this pitch is accurate, if you
Right.
really can do this, or if you're just looking for your 15 seconds of fame.
Right. If you're looking for a hot check, a quick check,
Yeah.
and guess what? I as an entrepreneur, everybody needs, wants, and got to get paid, right? But here's the
Right.
whole thing: you can't be promoting something that you can't really do, because guess what? It's going to show up. It's really going to show. And if I've done this before with people. A person, you meet somebody and they say, "Hey, I'm a real estate agent. I'm into real estate. This is what I do. I'm doing this for so all these years." And then when I go to your page, it says that you work for the city. That's all it says. There's nothing about real estate. Nothing wrong with working for the city, because that's awesome. Okay, good work, money, right? But guess what? It mentions nothing about your real estate. So how do I know that's so? And what that tells me is it's not that important to you. Guess what? I am a person, because I recognize what it is. I don't really like doing a lot of business with people who just do stuff on the side. Because that means my business, what I'm hiring you to do, is a back seat to what I really need you to do. So you got to make sure that you're communicating oftentimes where you want to go. Yeah, you got a good job, right? And that's holding you down. That's taking care of your family. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You do that until it's time to move to the next level. But I should see something about what you're promoting yourself as in your social media. There should be pictures of you. There should be video. There should be a house you sold. Somebody who just got approved for a mortgage. There should be something that should tell me that. A lot of times it's not there.
You know, AKINTUNDE, I can speak to that about being a dualpreneur, because much of what we built, the Rosho Live, we did that with my angel investor. That's what I call my last place of employment, my angel investor. And one of the things that I did with my angel investor is, here's the thing, while I was building them, right, I was building this. And so that meant while I was building over there, very much when I was on their clock, I was their producer doing all the things. But trust and believe, once I pulled out that parking lot and started driving home, it was time for the Rosho Live. So that meant I had my own Facebook page. And I know that some people are in situations, because I've had someone tell me this recently, where their employer is not very responsive to that. And, you know, they can get backlash for that kind of thing of growing something outside of their job. And I think that's when you have to really decide, are you really ready to bet on yourself, what that looks like? And maybe you don't need to friend everybody at your job.
That's so good. That's so good. Yeah, you got to make sure, and you might need to put up on your company name. What's your company's name?
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe your name is Greg Sanders, but maybe you need G Sanders Real Estate or Sanders G Real Estate, and that's what you give somebody in the grocery store when you're telling me you do real estate. And that way, I don't go to your page. I'm like, well, dude don't really do that. He's not really talking about that. It's a trick. That's awesome from an entrepreneur perspective. Let's get into the personal stuff. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let me be real transparent with y'all. Okay. Let me tell you one of the reasons why this topic has come up. Let me go in close. I want y'all to hear what I'm saying here. Let me really go. Let's go in close. Okay. So one of the things that grieves me, y'all.
Oh, grieves
me, is when I see people on social media communicating something that they may think is confidence. But the problem is, particularly me being a retired player, a former dirty dude, I recognize this is not confidence. This is you screaming for attention.
Yeah.
Okay. So Roshanda, when you see somebody on social media and all of their posts, grown people, 30s, 40s, and 50s, even 60s. All your posts is booty shots. Every last one of them.
Yeah.
You showing your booty off at work. You're showing your booty off on vacation. You outside after church showing your booty off. I'm like, what is going on, ma'am?
Yeah.
You got kids. Your kids on your social. He's like, let me go ahead and make somebody mad. Get ready for it. Brace yourself. All the moms out there, I know you lost some weight. I'm happy for you. Excited. Phenomenal. This is great for your health and wellness.
Mm-hmm.
But your son's friends are on your social media posts like, great day. Roshamel mama fine. God, dog his mama fine. Bruh. You been on Roshamel mama page? No. Now your son in school and he walk into class. Unbeknownst, he don't know what you just posted this morning. His friend like, dog, did you see your mama this morning, bruh, your mom, bruh, for real. Now Roshamel mad. Now he going off and cussing people out in school and getting kicked out. And you talking about, why you acting like that? Because you're putting pressure on the boy. You're showing too much. What does that mean when people do that? What is it communicating?
Well, there's a couple of things there. And first of all, where did you come up with the name Roshamel? Let's talk about that name.
It's like a mix of a few names.
I see that. Is this big name Ray? We just call him Ray for short. Is that what it is?
Bring it all together.
It's a couple of things. It's the culture, AKINTUNDE. It's the culture of, people, everybody wants to be an Instagram model. Everybody wants to be a YouTuber. But here's the thing that people don't understand. And I had to talk with someone about this.
Okay.
And then I had to hide some of their posts. You can do that on Facebook. Praise the Lord. Yeah. You can hide some people so you minimize what you see from them. Because I got tired of the tights and always the back shot. And especially when you're talking about you have a family. Yeah. Here's the thing that people have to understand. When you see an Instagram person doing that, or you see one of your favorite celebrities like a Nene Leakes, Candy Burris,
right.
They're getting paid for that.
That's right.
See, they have a business plan behind that.
Right.
Here's my thing I want to ask you, Mom. Are you getting paid for that?
Yeah.
What are you benefiting from that? See, every time I wear these glasses, I'm an affiliate. I have a relationship with this company. So this is a business move. Every time you see me with new glasses, I'm getting paid for that. It's a business move. But if you're just making moves like that on just because you were the unpopular kid in middle school, I'm gonna step on some toes. No one really liked you, and now all of a sudden, now you can get a couple likes and that kind of thing. What is that really about? Now, if you're telling me you're building a personal brand, that's a different story and different strokes for different folks.
Right.
Some people may like that if that's a part of your brand. It was just like another time I was having a conversation with a young lady, and I said, everybody doesn't get with profanity. I don't like that. I'm not going to watch someone who is going to berate me and use the F-bomb. That's not what I'm into.
Right.
For some people, they can have that a part of their brand, and it works. It doesn't work for me, and I'm not their ideal client. So you have to understand who your audience is and understand what is it that you're really getting out of that. Because if you're just getting the fact that you have a couple of likes out of that, then again, what is your brand reputation really communicating? Right. And you gotta understand that people in this digital space will make judgment. And I know that we all have a different feelings about the word judgment, but they will make a judgment call off of what they see about you. Right. Working in crisis communications, I can't begin to tell you, we've all seen it, especially in the sports world, that a young recruit will say something on Twitter 7 years ago when they were in high school or whatever, and someone went there, found it, and they're not even that person anymore. Right. So I think it's fair to judge a total person's character by that one moment. I don't think so, but it also helps me to understand a little bit into who you are. And and this is what we have to understand, as scripture says, life and death is in the power of the tongue. And we got to be careful and accountable for how we show up in this space and what we say. Right. That's so true and so real. I mean, I you talking about canceling folks, I call it Facebook porn. I call it story porn. Okay. And story porn is when every time I'm scrolling through stories, I'm seeing you in some sexualized picture, some sexualized image. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, now what I got to do is, I'm just being real with you. Yes. Okay. As a man who's really trying to walk the spiritual walk out, right? Okay. I'm not saying I got a lust problem or flesh problem.
I just don't want to be tempted with that when I'm simply scrolling through my doggone phone, right? So guess what I gotta do? I gotta block you.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta block you because this is what you do consistently. Sometimes I gotta block dudes. Dudes. Let me say something, men. Let me say something to you, fellas. This is not Roshanda talk. This is AKINTUNDE talk. Dudes, don't be taking pictures laying in your bed. Every one of your pictures, you laying, you on your pillow, laying, and taking sexy pictures. Guess what? I'm about to block you, bro. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see you in that way. So I'm about to block you too. Okay, dudes who always sharing model pictures, you always posting naked women. Guess what? About to block you too.
Yep.
But here's the thing. What is that saying about you? What if you get the phone call you've been waiting on? Mm-hmm. What if you get the job you've been waiting on for all these years? Now they call it, and they go to your page, and they see who you are.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, when the handful of guys who've come to see my two daughters over the years,
mm-hmm.
when I sit down and talk to you, I'm like, man, what's your Twitter? What's your Twitter?
Oh yeah,
what's your Twitter?
For sure.
What's your Twitter? Yeah. Now what you're doing? Are you scrolling through what did I tweet? What did I tweet? Right. And while you sitting there talking to me, you tell me all your accolades, how well you do in school, you going to this college and all this stuff. Because you want to take my daughter out the house. Guess what? Mm-hmm. I'm scrolling your page. Oh, okay. Oh, you talking about this? That's a horror movie. You're like, what is he saying? Because I'm gonna ask you about it.
Yeah.
But Ro, do you think it's fair for an employer to when somebody's sitting in front of them or before they come or when they fill out an application, do you think it's fair for an employer to go and scroll through a person's Facebook page and look at previous posts, look at pictures from this weekend? Because you're going to an interview presenting the picture that you want people to see.
Right.
So do you think ethically that's fair for somebody to be able to go and just get all this information on you?
I think you have to tread lightly with it. But I do it all the time. We just onboarded I'm just telling you what I did. And I told them, we just onboarded 3 interns with my company. And one of the things that I told them is I looked at your social media, and they all got quiet. And I was just like, so why is everybody quiet? And they're like, I said, well, you made it through the process. I hired you, so you must be okay, right?
Right.
I understand spring break. I understand having fun, all of those things. I think as an employer, it's my responsibility to look at those things and maybe put it in perspective and have a context in who you are when the clock goes off. Because here's the thing. When I worked in television news, the first couple of years of my career, we didn't have social media. Whenever I tell that to students, they often find them like, what? How did y'all do the news? Yeah, we went old school. We had a website, and that was it. And this last couple of years working in television with social media made things very interesting, right? When it comes to reporting the news and citizen journalism and all of those things and nuances that we could talk about. But here's the thing, even as a journalist, one of the things they would remind us every quarter is you work for this station and its company. So that means you cannot be on social media talking about politics.
Yeah.
You cannot go to this political rally just because you're a person who votes. We the vote, but you go up at the political rally because I still have to remain neutral, because I'm covering the news.
Right.
And I think it's fair enough for me as an employee to say, you're representing this company, and I have to make sure that what you're saying on social media lines up with the character and the integrity of our company. I mean, AKINTUNDE, look at the last couple of months of how many people have lost their jobs because of what they said in haste, what they said in anger. You know, I believe that God's doing a purging and a revealing in this time. So the things that people said, and you're like, you said that, and you're working at the hospital?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. If you're saying that now, can you really give care?
Right.
Good care to people of color?
Right.
If you're
can you really be empathetic?
Can you really be empathetic? If you're saying that, can you really empathize and hire women in your company? If this is something about women, this is important because as a man think, so is he. And so many times people are showing who they are.
Right.
right here on this phone when
Yeah.
they're so quick to do it. That's why I
Yeah.
tell people all the time, do not tweet, do not Facebook. I have since the beginning of doing live video, Akintunde, and by God's grace, we've been able to hold on to this. I
Mhm.
do not respond if I'm emotional. Oh, I won't do a live video that day.
Right.
I can be passionate about what I'm saying, but
Right.
I'm going to be thoughtful because what I understand about the power of influence is my words carry weight, and I'm going
Right.
to be responsible for what I said.
Right.
Just
Right.
before God, I'm going to be responsible for what I said to people who follow what the Rosho said.
And the thing about it is once you put that out there today, even if you call yourself, I tweeted this, I posted that, and now I regret it, and you go back and take it down. Guess what? Somebody's already screenshotted that.
That's
Somebody
right.
has already took that video. So it's a thing called, give y'all some information. It's a little thing called, it's an app called Clip Grab. So
Yes.
that video that you posted and now you went and took it down. Guess what? Somebody already done took and they done grabbed that clip and it's sitting on their desktop.
That's
It's
it.
sitting on their hard drive. So when you like, oh, I didn't say that, that's evidence of what you
Right.
said that's sitting on their hard drive. And I'm not saying it's the most egregious or life changing situation, but it may just be some, you know what? I shouldn't have said that like that. I was
Right.
upset when I said that. Guess what? That's real. There's so many things that can make us mad. Family stuff can make you mad. Political. In this current political season, let me tell you something. It's some stuff that I've seen on TV that's made me, I'm talking about white hot, piping hot immediately. But I can't just hop on social and go off. First of all, that when you do that, you create distance from somebody who don't agree with you, and everybody doesn't agree with you. And guess what? That's okay.
Right.
That's their right not to agree with you.
And here's the thing, I think we can challenge people and challenge their thought process because I have done that with several comments on my page, challenging people's thought process. But I think at the other time is there's a way to challenge people's thought process without being a menace, without being condescending. There was a time there was a discussion on my page and it turned political and somebody called somebody out their name. I stopped the comments and I said, hey, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
One thing that we're not going to do, you're not going to call her stupid. You're not, because we don't do that here. Not on the Rosho's page. You want to do that on your page, that's fine. We're not going to do that here. And so play nice or else I will delete your comment. Because we're not doing that here on my page. I don't take kindly to profanity. We're not doing that. And please don't come into my comment, into my inbox with the nonsense either. Because I'll call you out and block you. My block ministry is strong. So I got a strong block ministry. It's screenshot, report you to Facebook, block. I mean, don't like Akintunde, funny story. Like I remember, people now feel the need that if you accepted their friend request, not only are they inboxing you with joining you, join their group or they're trying to sell you, but now they want to call you on Facebook Messenger. Inappropriate. I don't know you.
Very inappropriate. Very
so
inappropriate.
One time a guy, this is so funny. And I wish Pastor Pratt could be on here with me because for him to tell the story is hilarious. Anybody who knows my husband knows, he is a cool dude. Like he's cool. I'm the one who's on 10. He's like a 1.5,
Right.
And this guy called me and I saw the number ringing and I just was like, this is weird. Why is this guy calling me? And somehow he had slipped through my filter. So his friend request came through and I guess I had approved it.
Okay.
And I was just like, I sent a message. I was like, I don't pick up calls from people I don't know.
Right.
And it was after 8.
Ooh.
Sir.
Inappropriate.
And do you not see? I got a whole family in this.
Right.
I don't even have my own insurance. You don't want nothing to do with me. I'm a liability. You don't want nothing to do with me. I had nothing to offer you. So sends me a message. And to keep this clean, I'll just tell you, T said, do you want to see? And I'll let y'all figure out the rest. And I'm on the phone. This is a reenactment, Akintunde. This is exactly how I went. I was like this. I'm the first lady of visibility, but also the first lady at the church. So I'm like, crunch of the pearls. Oh, my. And so Pastor Pratt was like, what? And I turned it and I showed him what the guy said. And he was, oh, okay. I was just like this. Oh, Lord, what did I do? The guy called back, this time with his video camera on. And Jacoby picks up the phone.
Bam! There it is. There it is.
He picks up the phone, and here goes Pastor Pratt. Yeah, what you need, man? What you need? What you need, man? How can I help?
Sir, hey, you my new hero, sir. You my new hero. That's how you handle that right there. That's how you do that. That's exactly what you should have done.
No, I'm gonna pick up the phone on this one because I need him to know. And it's funny because I mean we laugh at those moments, but you have to have somebody in your life who can help run interference for you in these streets. Because the thing about that is from that time to the time I had my first negative comment on social media and a guy accused me of being a man hater and you'll never get married and all these other things. And my husband, I was happy I can tune down. I was like, oh my gosh, I've arrived. I've had my first negative comment on Instagram. And my husband was like this. Oh, that's what he said? And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm trying to get an Instagram account because he gonna understand you got a husband and you are well taken care of. I was like, dude.
Hey, every man, I don't care if you're a pastor, preacher, I don't care where he at in his life, every man got a thug deep inside. There's a thug level that you can always bring to the forefront if you say and do certain things. You do something against wife and kids, the thugs show up. You didn't even know he was in the house. Hey, wow. Man, I didn't know your daddy get down like that. Yeah. You were there. Yeah.
Like I was just like all of a sudden, like, does he have on a white t-shirt and baggy jeans? Yeah, what up, man? I was like, wait, hold on, what's happening here? But I use those examples, AKINTUNDE, to say all of us need. Oh, here it is.
Go ahead.
We live in such a filtered society, and it's so easy for us to slap a filter on someone. But you still need someone to check your filter.
Yeah.
You need someone to be able to run your stuff through before you take to social media. Because there have been plenty of times the Rosho was like, oh, okay, so that's how you want to do it? Okay.
Yeah.
I in my studio, and here go my husband. What are you doing? I said, I'm about to address this live. He said, no, you not. And I said, so here you go. And that's how I say, well, why come you can go off and I can't? He's like, it's different when I do it. It's anointed still. He's like, you over here, and you ain't been saved but so long.
I love it. Help ain't help. That's the help you need. Come on now.
Right. So seriously, you have to have someone that you can run the filter by. And I really want to stress that we're joking about this, but I want you guys to hear my heart because there's so much happening in this digital space. There's so much happening in our world. There's so much happening in our country. And I'm telling you, the messaging, the marketing, because remember, someone's always marketing something.
Always.
Another topic for another time. But you have to understand that before we buy into the narrative that someone is putting out there, and before we get all emotionally connected and all that, let's run it through a filter. Run it through someone who's level-headed, who can hold you accountable and say, I get what you're saying, sis, bro. Let's take a moment, give it 24 hours, and then respond.
And here's the thing: maybe you don't have a husband or wife. Maybe you don't have a mom or dad. Maybe you don't have a somebody who's immediately accessible to you to give you some balance. But make sure that if you are taking some advice from a friend, that they're a friend who has your best interest at heart and their best interest at heart. Because you don't want that crunk friend like, tell them, and now you done lost your job. And now they talking about, I don't understand why they did that. See, we need to be marching, and you should never listen to that person right there. You know she or he or they crazy. They're your crazy friend. They're the one you have to calm down, and you gonna follow them up. But Rashawn, let's on a personal level.
Yes.
You said some key things there, and I want to take it back to what we're talking about. What your last 6 posts say about you. If you're just tuning in, a little while ago before we was cutting up and having a good time hearing the Jacoby tales, you said something that was so key. You said your last 6 posts tell me who you are.
Yeah.
Let that sink in, y'all. Drink that in for a minute. Your last post tells me who you are.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Go and check out your last 6 posts.
That's it.
What do you were you spilling some tea on somebody? I hate that phrase. Were you on there spilling the tea on some dude or somebody a star, a celebrity? Were you posting about Cardi B and set off? Offset. Oh boy, I just aged to 56, just like that. I just went.
He said,
I
"Shut
went straight.
up."
I don't know these people. I couldn't. The WAP is the first Cardi B song I know. I don't know these people. I couldn't tell you what Offset's saying. I don't know these people. I don't.
I don't know these people.
I'm officially old now. I don't know who these people are. But are you on there tearing somebody down? I've seen people say stuff on social, and I'm like, and let me tell you something else too. Every once in a while, like I had some friends, some of my children's friends, right? I went and check out my children's page, right? I follow all my kids on social. It's mandatory. Don't block me. Don't block me. I sent you a message. Huh?
Don't play around with me.
Right, don't play with me. If you don't you block me, you better unblock me. But I went and checked their page, right? Of course, their page is gonna be different from my page because they less than half my age. Okay, so that's fine, right? But guess what? Go to their page, and then what happens is then I hit one of their friends' page, and the ratchetness opens up. You're like, oh, and it's a whole other level of Facebook that I don't see. I'm like, I didn't know it was this level of ratchetness in the earth. People do that. What? You see a whole different side. And my thing is, y'all, we got to really think about what is this communicating about me? If you sharing all of that, if you sharing all these ratchet videos, like I don't care what you say you are at work. I know you got a college degree. I know you got a master's degree, right? But guess what? What your page tells me is you ratchet.
And we can sit here and say, I can make my page private. I can only have so many people. But this is the thing I always tell kids when I'm talking to them about social media. Well, Miss Pratt, I deleted it. I was like, okay, you deleted it. But where did it go? Like, has anybody ever thought about that? You delete something, but where does it go? You mean to tell me it's just floating out here in space somewhere? It's just in the cloud? Like, is it really gone? Because if we have the software and the tools, and man is so innovative and a disruptor, you mean to tell me, look at what the FBI has done, being able to go back and find things that people have said. And so it's one of those things, like, take a moment and not trust so much in the system of I can have it private, or because here's the thing that we've learned, and I've seen this as a journalist, share this and tell this to your kids. You said your account was private and only your friends saw what you did. But how are we still able to get the video of you doing racist acts with your friends? It's because the same friends you had on your private page took a screenshot or screen recorded what you said, and they're now circulating it to everybody else. So your page is not that private.
Well, could you please say that again, please? Please say that again. About them screenshots.
Screenshots. It's real because you said that it's only available to the people in my circle. My page is locked down. Only my friends know what I'm going to do. Yeah, but you don't think you have a friend, so-called friend, who saw what you did and said, oh, I'm going to take a picture of this later and screenshot this or record that. Because I'm telling you, mean times as a journalist, when we needed information or something, someone took a screenshot and sent it to us to an account that was private to us. So sometimes it's your own people in your circle that you claim are your friends who are not so friendly.
Roshanda, you have tapped into something that I want to stay there for a minute, because you and I both are parents. Okay. Yes. You and I both are blood brought believers. Okay. Yes. You and I also understand this technical side of it, right? Okay. Right. Here's the whole thing. I really want young people, my young men and my young ladies. You got a one in front of your age, or 2 in front of your age, even a 3 in front of your age. Okay. Yeah. Because you're a lot more trusting of technology than we ever were.
That's it.
Okay. And let me explain something to you. Young ladies, hear a father's heart. When you send a young man a sexual picture or a sexual video of you, the male mind has to validate that by showing it to someone.
That's good.
You did it for me, your boyfriend, or some dude that's a friend with benefits.
Yeah.
I gotta show it to somebody. I'm 18. My homeboy got to see this. Look at your girl. Dude, what? Don't tell nobody. I'm just gonna, no, I can't send it to you, but I'm gonna show it to you. Or you got a grimy dude who will send it out.
Yeah.
Guess
And
what?
Akintunde, let me talk about that for a second too. Here's the thing that people have to understand. The laws are trying to catch up with technology and
Right,
trying to catch up with how fast this is moving. So you
right.
have to understand that when you send something out like that, it can be considered pornography. It
Yes,
may be even depending upon your age. Again,
yes,
I'm not a legal profession. These are just
yes.
things that I've read and experiences that I had.
Right.
Depending upon your age, it may
Yes.
be considered child porn.
Child porn. So let's paint a picture for you. I guarantee
Yeah.
this helping somebody out. This helping somebody not to lose your scholarship,
Come
not to get
on.
put out of school, not to be accepted to the school you always want to go to. You
Hmm.
17, 18 years old. You 18. You're an adult. You meet a young lady. She's 15. She's not that much younger than you. It's not a terrible, egregious act. You probably couldn't date my daughter at 15 and 18, but some people that's okay. That's fine. And I get it.
Okay.
But she sent you a picture
Mhm.
or a video of herself that she should not have. And you distribute it across phone airwaves to 2 or 3 of your homeboys. You just distributed child pornography.
Mhm.
That can get you on a sex offenders list.
Yeah, and let me go a little bit deeper with that because I actually did an interview with a private investigator who helps find young girls who have been human trafficked. And one of
Mm,
the things that she talked about, Akintunde, is a lot of people don't understand this. And I've spoken to her on some things that we had, things that people had sent to us in the newsroom and that kind of thing to verify how real it is.
right.
Do you know that every picture you take has an address? Every picture you take has an address attached to it. And when I say an
Wow.
address, I'm not talking about the physical address where you took the picture at, unless you have your notifications on. And a lot of these young people have their notifications on, whether it's Twitter or on their social media devices. So it will ding wherever you took the picture. But I'm
Mm,
talking about there's an IP, there's a code attached to that picture that investigators can scrub it and
mm,
trace its origins down
Jesus.
to state, location, etc. But
Wow.
you just with your friends having a good time at the party, taking pictures, and y'all turned up.
Right.
And now this because again, the technology Akintunde is
Right.
moving so fast and rapid. And this is why we have to have real conversations with our kids. I
Yeah.
mean, my daughter is 12, a middle schooler. She does not have access to TikTok.
Right.
You want to have TikTok, you can have it through my account. I'm not
Right.
giving you a TikTok account and then I have another account and I manage that way. I'm not ready to do that. My kids
Right.
are not on social media. We
Right.
don't do that. If there's a TikTok, we're doing it together as a family, and I'm there with you. Because
Right.
here's the thing that was interesting. At her 12th birthday party, some of her friends were there and they were talking about the use of TikTok. And one of her friends said, Miss Pratt, I got rid of my TikTok. This young lady's 12. And I
Mm,
said, well, why are you not using TikTok anymore? She said, I just got tired of all the inbox message from like these grown adults, like talking to you about stuff that was totally inappropriate. And she's like, so I just got rid of it. And here's what I said. Good for you. But think about the other 12-year-old girls who don't. And think about the parents who are just like, I want to give them their privacy. That's just their thing. But you have to understand, I love social media. I
yeah.
did. I make much of my living off of social media.
Right.
But if much of these platforms do not have boundaries, and if
Right.
you don't set the boundaries,
Right.
if you don't set the boundaries, then you're opening up your child to a world of, I mean, I look at some of the stuff these kids are exposed to on TikTok.
Right.
I'm
Yes.
not talking about just the sexual things, but I'm talking about videos that show you how to uh, be bulimic and
Mm,
anorexia and
mm.
I mean just all of the things. It can be a cesspool,
Right.
and we have to do our due diligence of being responsible and have
Right.
responsible conversation with our children
Right.
about what they're on their phone right in our presence doing, but
Right.
you're not taking
Right.
the time to pay attention and
Right.
ask questions.
So Roshanda, you are spot on it. And as parents, let me tell you something. This is just me. Okay.
Mhm.
I've been called several times OD. My children regular dad, you overdo it, dad. My wife has pulled me aside. That's a little bit overkill. But I've had people approach my daughters on,
Wow. Mm.
and they came to me and told me about it. I've approached people in person. What does this mean, sir? Oh, dang, I didn't mean like, no. What does this mean?
Right.
What does this mean?
Mhm.
And people are doing that to young people on social, on Facebook. You
Yes.
parents, you would not believe the dirty old men, whether that
Yep.
old man is 22, 32, 42, 62, or 72.
Right.
That's approaching young women or young girls underage on social and going to work with good jobs,
That's it.
full families every single doggone
Yes.
day.
Because that's one of the things the girl at the table told me. She said, then I click on their profile. And I'm just like, some of these guys are married. There's a movie on Netflix that I watched called Social Animals. And I would encourage parents to watch it. Social
Wow.
Animals. And it talks about social media from the standpoint of young people.
Wow.
Those who grew a platform out of it, and those who almost committed suicide because of it.
Wow. Wow.
And I think it's definitely a conversation if you have kids that are old enough, high school, to sit
Right.
down and have a conversation with that. Because I grew up in a generation where we didn't have social media. And
Right.
listen, I wasn't a first lady. And I'm so glad we didn't have social media when I was in
Mhm.
high school, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
AKINTUNDE, somebody messed me up a couple of years ago and took a screenshot of a picture at me at a party and posted on social media. I quickly inboxed this person and said, sis, take that picture down. Don't put me up in the club with hands lifted. Girl, I'm saved.
Right. Folks, hey, folks, because guess what? What your meter is, what your barometer is, that ain't mine.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But
Well,
we
yeah,
have
that
to
ain't
we have to have conversations with our kids that we didn't have when we were kids. And to say that they're gonna be okay
Ooh,
and just kind of breeze over it, you can't do that. We have to have intentional conversations with our kids because they have too much access to things and it's
right.
easier to get access to things that we did not have access to.
Since we tapped into it, I think nothing happens by accident. Let me ask you a
Yeah.
question. I saw you deal with it on your YouTube page. Definitely also follow, go over and follow
Please.
Roshanda. Subscribe to Roshanda's Rosho, the Rosho Live YouTube channel as well. I saw you deal with this in the video. I didn't get a chance to watch to the end of what
Mm.
you were saying, but you said, I think you were talking about what an appropriate age is for a child to have a phone. In your
Yeah.
opinion, what is that? What's an appropriate age for a child to have a phone?
I think it goes back to the child. You know what's so interesting? Our She was 10. 10 when she got going into middle school, that we gave our middle schooler, sixth grader, a phone.
Okay.
And I posted on social media, and man, I'm telling you, it was a hot button issue, and I didn't even know that.
Mhm.
Some people told me that that's a bad idea. That's like putting poison in your kid's hand and all of the things. And some people were like, I get it. Here's the reason why we did it. First of all, we weighed our children. We looked at what's her level of responsibility, and then
Okay.
also the rules. We actually had her sign a contract. So
Okay.
she had to sign a contract of usage.
Okay.
And one of the things that was important to us is because of everything that's happening in our world and culture,
Mhm.
I need to be able to get in contact with my middle schooler.
Right.
Now,
Right.
it's easy. Someone said, well, Rashana, just call the school office. But what if my kid's getting bullied in the bathroom and she can't make it to the office?
Yeah.
I need my kid to be able to get in contact with me.
Yeah.
If
Right.
something has
Right.
happened at the school, I need her to get in contact with me. So I
Right.
don't
Right.
think there's
Right.
a real age, hard and fast rule. I don't think 7-year-olds should be having phones.
Right.
However, if your kid is a 7-year-old latchkey kid, and you find that they are responsible enough to handle it, and you
Right.
look at their depth of responsibility, then maybe that works for your family. I think
Right.
you have to ask yourself some serious questions about the child's responsibility. And you ready for this? Their character.
Got carry.
That was
Oh.
very
Oh.
big for us. Their
Right.
character. Can I trust you that when I say turn this phone off, you
Yeah.
turn it off? Can I trust you that when you're texting with somebody and it gets inappropriate and uncomfortable, that you'll
Right.
come and talk to me about it? And then we also shut down her phone. Man, it was almost like she had an iPhone, but it was almost like she should just have a jitterbug because
Right.
it shut off her internet at a certain time. She could not have any social media apps. She had to ask for permission. I don't even think she could use her take pictures after 8 o'clock. Like Pastor Pratt found all this stuff and locked the phone down.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Y'all, I hope y'all get this. Do me a favor, y'all. Like, tag, and share this. comment. Let me know what y'all take away, because Ro has dropped some jewels for us in here tonight, and I just pray that it's a blessing to you. We now let me tell y'all something. We so far off this list of questions I sent her today. I sent her this list of questions. We done went all the way off from questions I think we were supposed to. When we also, when I come back, y'all, I want to share something with y'all real quick. I got Uncle Rufus coming up in just a little bit. This is about to be some silliness right here. I got Uncle Rufus coming up, but Roshanda allowed us to WF Media Group to participate in her digital media process. I want to premiere something for y'all today. And I hope that it works well. I hope that it plays properly, because I'm having some little glitches with it earlier. But I hope it does, because it's a big, pretty video file. But she allowed us to participate in the process. I was so blessed and just honored that she would do that. So stand by. Check this out. This is the AKINTUNDE Show, family.
My name is Roshanda Pratt, known online as the Rosho Live, and I partner with people and organizations to help them eliminate the frustration of not being seen, heard, or paid in exchange for visibility, impact, influence, and income, both on air and online. I'm a proud practitioner of helping you get from where you are to where you want to be. So I'm the Rosho Live, known as a storyteller, live stream strategist, producer, and the first lady of visibility. And how I got here was 20 years of working behind the scenes as a television executive morning show producer. For years, I discovered that facts tell, but stories sell. And a lot of times, people don't know how to sell their story accurately. Then became the invention of live video, which gives all of us the ability to really connect to our people, to instantly build that know, like, and trust through a compelling story. So I made the big transition of leaving television news behind and stepping from behind the camera to in front of the camera to empower other brands and people to realize that their visibility is power, that you deserve to be seen, heard, and paid. I remember that moment that changed everything about my movement, that became a monument in my life. That moment when I realized doing the live video that people were interested in my story. They were interested in my expertise, my know-how. 20 years of working behind the scenes as a television news producer, and people were engaging in my comments. I want the same for you. I want you to realize that you no longer have the right to remain silent. You no longer have the right to remain a hidden figure, that your visibility is power. And when you step into that, step into what God's giving you on the inside to do, that man, you can make the impact, the influence, and definitely the income that you desire.
It's gonna make you laugh real loud. So come on, scream it out. AKINTUNDE.
That was the world premiere of Rosho, the Rosho Live, Roshanda Pratt's new promotional video that she blessed us to be able to produce right here at WF Media Group as a part of our Pro Media Day promotion. I call it a celebration. And I just thank you for trusting us, first of all, sis.
Thank you. It was so great. Did you see me over here? I look like from Hercules. I just couldn't stop grinning. I'm like, okay, stop grinning, Rashada. Stop grinning. But that's awesome just to have people who are just so professional, your whole team, and be able to just tell my story in that way. Really blesses me and really is an impact. So I want to encourage, the experts who are here to definitely get you a Pro Media Day. The pictures, the branding, and also just an opportunity to tell your story. I mean, this guy knows what he's talking about. This guy, which way do I point? This guy knows what he's talking about. So
let me say this. And thank you for that. And let me say this to you guys, anybody watching. Rosho came in with her branding, like her logo and her colors. She has, just being full of transparency, she has the most detailed branding layout that I've ever seen. What do you call that brand sheet again that you sent us over?
Oh, my brand. Well, and I like to say every person who's in business should have their brand Bible. So my brand sheet has my brand colors, my logo fonts, what they look like, what size we use, all of those things, right?
Wow.
You know, because, oh, this is so good. Like, this came from the Holy Ghost Express, what I'm about to tell y'all. This is so good.
Come on now.
Your brand is almost like your DNA. See, my DNA and AKINTUNDE's DNA is not the same, because inside of our DNA contains a story.
That's right.
And inside your brand has a DNA and has a story. So this is why, you know, and I learned this, you know, shout out to Jessica Boyd, because she was a stickler. She's like, no, Roshanda, that's not your shade of purple and you cannot use it. And I'm just like, come on, what's the big deal? She's like, it is a big deal. She's like, because Oprah is consistent.
Wow.
She's like, isn't Oprah consistent?
Wow.
You see the O, right? That's the O that she uses.
Right.
So again, we can't just be random with fonts.
Right. That's okay. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Consistency across everything. If anybody who's trying to solidify your brand, establish your brand, go to the Rosho Live, and she's a great example of how to do that across all platforms, whether that is Twitter, whether that's Instagram, whether that is YouTube, whether that's Facebook. She is consistent across the board. And quite frankly, you made our job a lot easier, because you came here prepared. You had a vision for yourself. You understood what you wanted and you gave it to us. And then you had the materials that really allowed us to be able to tell your story. Last thing I want to ask you before I bring up Uncle Rufus, tell us about that one picture. I love that picture. That picture of you walking away with the peace sign up.
Oh yeah, that was the day 2 years ago this month that I chucked up the deuces to my television news job and left and decided to bet on myself after years of writing scripts for everyone else and years of making everyone else look good on camera. Prayerfully, that's what some of my colleagues will say. I decided to bet on myself and put myself in front of the camera and produce for myself. And so that was the day that, as someone said, I walked out of one door and into another. And I haven't looked back since. And it's been 2 years of full-time entrepreneurship.
Sister, you're blessing folks. You're doing a phenomenal job. And I'm excited about your future. And you know, your brand is intact. Speaking of brand being intact, I got somebody else who's about to come to the stream whose brand is intact. And I kind of want to have an old school perspective of just kind of like what you know, really what when you hold on, Uncle Rufus. I got to introduce you first. I want to give you your proper introduction, sir. Check your microphone. Make sure you got your mic right. We want to make sure we hear you. Y'all talking about what did your social media say about you? Y'all want Uncle Rufus to the show. Uncle Rufus, how you doing, sir?
Well, I'll tell you, if I had your hand, I'd throw mine back. I'm doing better than some and not as good as others. Amen.
That's the classic old black man phrase right there.
Glory, halitosis. Glory, halitosis. Glory, halitosis. Yes.
Hold on, I love that
subject that your oldest on.
Hold on. I can't hear you properly, Uncle Rufus, and I don't want anybody to lose this experience. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play another one of our Pro Media Day clients, a promo. If y'all stay right there, y'all don't leave. I'm gonna figure out what's going on Uncle Rufus's sound, and y'all stay right there. I'm gonna play another Pro Media client. Marcus Benjamin, aka Bishop Marcus Benjamin, is the founder of the Destination Doctors, and he also allowed us to create his Pro Media Day experience. So y'all check this out real quick while we check Uncle Rufus' sound. Make sure y'all experience is the best that it possibly can be. Stay right there, family. This is the AKINTUNDE Show, y'all. Okay, that didn't work right. That didn't happen the way it was supposed to happen. This is fun. I'm just gonna let y'all know. That did not work the way it was supposed to work. This wonderful platform that we're utilizing is not treating me well right now. But I'm gonna get it figured out here. This is why you need a producer. This is what Roshanda was. Hold on. Let me see if what can I do here? Why is your sound doing the way it was supposed to?
What's it sound like? You can't hear me now at all?
It sounds like hollow, and you sound like you're far away.
Well, that's because I am far away. How about this? Is it better now?
No, it's not. I'm trying to think.
Are you close to your mic, Uncle Deacon Minister?
I'm as close as I can be, darling.
Oh, darling.
Uncle
I'm
Rufus,
be careful on this social media. I'm not trying to say the wrong thing.
her husband is watching. Her husband is
Yes, he's in the room.
They say don't go around a married woman unless you can go 2 rounds with a husband first.
I love it. Uncle Rufus, hopefully maybe the sound will get better as we go. Tell me, what was your thoughts about this whole thing about social media? What your social media says about you, sir?
Well, first and foremost, your social media says a lot about who you are and what you is about. Unfortunately, many of us don't think about the consequences until it's too late or the damage has already been done. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, for instance, if you was applying for a job as a policeman, how are you going to have pictures of you smoking blunts on your Facebook page? I'm just saying. Or you're just trying to keep it real. Okay, I understand. Okay. So if you're trying to be another one, how you going to have pictures of you and your girls working the pole at the Magic City? Come on now.
Yeah.
That ain't right.
Help us, sir.
You think they're going to hire you as a teacher in the public school system and you stripping? What you going to teach them kids? Anatomy, physiology? Working 101? Don't you know you are what you put out there, y'all? Come on now.
Come on now. Yes, sir.
We got to use some discernment. Look here. How you going to be a marriage counselor and you on social media cussing out your wife? I told you next time I said, you heard what you better. You know that ain't right.
Yes, sir.
That ain't right.
Yes, sir.
Look here, Roshanda, listen here. You're supposed to be a world-class fitness trainer. But we see you on Instagram at the Golden Corral with your chair pulled up to the buffet. Come on.
Oh my.
You know that ain't right. That ain't right.
It's not. Step away. Put the fried chicken down, sis.
He said, pull the chair pulled up.
I got one more for you. Then I'm gonna get on out of here in a second. But Uncle Rufus got things not to do. I got things not to do. You say Black Lives Matter. But on your Instagram, you got pictures of a swastika, a burning cross, and you at a Klan rally. Really?
My goodness.
Really?
Yeah.
You know that ain't right.
That ain't right.
That ain't right. And finally, for you older women, I'm talking to the older women now. I'm talking 40 and up, 40 plus. I mean, your women over 40, you got to stop trying to be ultra sexy on your Facebook page. I mean, come on, there gotta be a statute of a limitation here now. It don't make sense. You all up in the bathroom taking pictures of yourself like that. You ought to clean out the commode first. Clean that ring out the tub or something. I'm trying to tell me, Lord have me, you got lion paw prints creeping up your breast. Lord have mercy. Really? Really?
Wow, lion paw prints.
You know, You too old to be competing with your teenage daughter. Now, come on, you got to do better. I'm just saying, come on, you know that ain't right. And finally, for the men's, and that means there's more than one. You know, you too old to be walking around with your pants sagging down if you got children and grandchildren. Come on, gentlemen. We don't need to see pictures like this on your Facebook page. You're a granddaddy. You still sagging as a granddaddy? you wearing skinny jeans as a granddaddy? Come on now. It ain't right. You know that ain't right. I'm telling y'all now, you'll never catch Uncle Rufus wearing no skinny jeans or no Eddie Long t-shirt. Oh Lord, I shouldn't have said that. Lord, forgive me. I didn't mean to say that, Lord. I rebuke myself. In the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. Well, this is forgive me, Lord, forgive me. This is Minister Deacon Uncle Rufus signing out. I want to thank you, AKINTUNDE. That's my nephew, AKINTUNDE. And
yes, sir.
all you do. I love you, man. I love you.
Love you too, Uncle Rufus. I'm mad with you because your mic started working at the last 20% of your time. But we're gonna have you back though. I'm gonna have you come back on and drop some more wisdom.
It ain't like I got nothing else to do, so you might as well call me. Roshanda, I love what you said. You had some good tips for the people, and you are absolutely 100% right. You are right.
Thank you,
right.
God bless you.
Y'all be careful out there on the book face and on the Twitter and on the Instagram.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Uncle Rufus. That's Uncle Rufus, y'all. Oh my God.
I rebuke myself. That you really saved and sanctified when you can rebuke yourself. I don't need you to rebuke me, AKINTUNDE. I'm gonna do it myself.
That's a new hashtag. I rebuke myself.
I rebuke myself.
Oh, that's hilarious. Uncle Rufus, everybody. If you want to get more information about Uncle Rufus, just log on to the just search Uncle Rufus on Facebook, and he also has a brand new YouTube page. Uncle Rufus has a brand new YouTube page. He is also the uncle of my good friend comedian Willie Brown. That's Willie Brown's uncle, Uncle Rufus. I'm sorry, Rashawn. I know you didn't sign up for that. I just threw you in the center of some lunacy. I apologize.
I enjoyed it. It was worth every moment of it.
Oh my God. I just wish y'all could have heard the stuff he said at the beginning. But no, listen, this has been a really good. I feel like a really good, productive show. And a lot of information that was been shared. Y'all have to excuse me. I have these little pet peeves. I can be very anal. I hate dirty glasses.
Because you just peeled those glasses off like this was Mr. Rogers changing his shoes at the end of the show. I was like, what is he about to do right now? You're like, I think it's going to be reflective and it's going to be story time.
This is me. I have all these little pet peeves, like I gotta have things a certain way, and one of them, I hate dirty glasses. Like I can't stand my glasses. The other thing with these masks on now, these masks, I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Anyway, sis, you blessed us today.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
And y'all, everybody that's on here, if Rosho really bless you, please throw some hearts up. Let her know how y'all feel about her, and let her know how y'all just enjoy the information that she shared with you all tonight. Shout out to Uncle Rufus. I pray that he was a blessing to you. And Rosho, again, let everybody know how they can get in touch with you to take part in your services, because you work with a lot of people. You travel the world now, and isn't it a blessing to broadcast through social media all over the world? And now you're traveling the world, keynote speaking, coaching, helping people to take their vision, their business, their ministry, their assignment to the next level. How does it feel?
God wins again. I mean, he's the best business partner, the best CEO. And I mean, I couldn't have done any of this without him. I'm telling you, he is my secret weapon. Wow. Him, the Holy Ghost, God, the Father, and the Son. I'm telling you, when I get to heaven, I owe them a check. All royalties go to him.
Come on
So
now.
it's been a great journey and a great experience. And I'm telling you, I didn't see all the things when you talk about that picture when I was walking out of the TV station that day and I gave the deuces. But what I did know was I'm going to bet on myself. And the more I take the steps, God's
Mhm.
going to speak. Sometimes we're waiting for God to speak when we're standing still, and He's waiting for you to get into movement because God is a God of movement.
Mm,
He honors movement. And
Jesus.
so I believe the more you move your feet, and sometimes moving, let me talk to the people who like to be busy. It's not about busy doing all the things because movement for you may be you fasting, you praying, that's movement too. And
Right.
as you move in that, God's gonna speak. And so
Right.
we've just been taking step by step for 365, and
Mm.
God has been amplifying our voice, our message, and the people that we've been able to work with. So if you want to be a client of ours, you're interested in knowing our services, head to the website www.therosho, that's TheRosho, no W, live.com, theroshollive.com. And listen, check us out on YouTube. We want to grow our YouTube audience over there. We have some really great content that's there, especially for parents who need support in this virtual learning space. We actually have a playlist dedicated to supporting parents, whether it's Zoom fatigue, how to
Mm.
set up your e-learning space, all those things that's available on our YouTube channel.
Wow. Wow. And I definitely do. I mean, make a concerted effort and be deliberate and go right over there and subscribe to her YouTube channel immediately as soon as we end this stream. Because you know how it is. You get back to life, you hop on Netflix or you go
Yeah.
on a thread and start watching something else, and then there you go, you forgot it. I believe this is an opportunity for somebody out there. Somebody, this young lady could be that missing piece to you being able to take things to the next level. I'm gonna tell you how you blessed me a few months ago before I started the show, because I was so engulfed in working on the back end for our Clap TV television network, just working on all the technical details, which there's a lot. I could do a whole show about that, but just working with the company and the IT guys who are actually off site out of our office. And I was so engulfed in it. And then you said something. You said momentum doesn't owe you a replay.
Yes.
Oh, that blessed me. I was like, ooh. It was like God was like, God was like, hey,
Yeah.
what did I tell you? Didn't I tell you to start doing the live streams? Didn't I tell you to start going on? Did I tell you to start doing your show? And I'm like, okay, God. You're like, do what I tell you. I'm like, okay. And guess what? You know what helped me out? Because I got out of the mindset of everything has to be perfect.
That's it.
Because I'm a producer at heart, and I want things to be right, everything to be right, excellent, and flawless. Guess what? That ain't life. Y'all seen today. Different little mistakes have been made. I was supposed to be going to the Marcus Benjamin's promo, and guess what? I didn't go because I did something wrong, and my producer is not on me tonight. Guess what?
Happens.
It's not perfect, and it's okay.
That's right.
Okay. So I don't know who that is. That's for somebody out there. Don't get into the mindset of everything got to be perfect. Sister Jenkins, right? Direct Church International.
Hey, Ryan.
She said, tell my kids, and I realize I don't always practice it. All right, good stuff. Jerry Denard, hands up, clapping. Gerard Clausen says, so am I. I probably should have read these comments earlier, so I don't know what y'all was so am I about. Hand clapping.
He's just like, he loves the show. That's what he's saying. Yeah.
I love it. We listen, you bless us tonight, sis. Any closing thoughts, anything you want somebody else to know, something churning in your spirit, go ahead and drop that on us before we close it out, sis.
You know, one of the things you talked about momentum, and what I said during that live broadcast is momentum doesn't owe you an encore.
Yes.
So when momentum is high, like a wave, your job as a surfer is to ride that wave.
Right.
And I want to encourage everyone, with the midst of everything that's happening in our world, social injustice, an election, we're on the cusp of possibly new leadership, possibly whatever that may look like, and a pandemic, learning is changing. I mean, we're in a whole world that's in transition.
Right.
And I want to encourage you that this is the perfect time for momentum.
Yes. Yes.
This is the perfect time for you to transition.
Mm.
And I don't know what your transition is. I don't know what that looks like.
Right.
Am I saying leave your job? I don't know. That's between you and the Lord,
Right.
right? But what I am saying is, I know in my spirit and I know in my knower, there are people who are in transition and you're waiting for the perfect time. And what I know about momentum is when movement happens, it's your opportunity to move, Peter.
Yeah.
See, it wasn't the perfect opportunity. He could have just stayed on the boat. I mean, if we think about it, because it wasn't really the perfect opportunity. It was dark. Like, think about I could walk on the water when it's light.
Right. Right.
It was dark.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Right.
Jesus said, he said, if it's your will, bid me come. And Jesus was like, come, because momentum is here.
Mm.
Now, people preach that message about Peter and the fact that he fell, he began to sink.
Right.
And people talk about Peter losing faith. But here's the thing. He had an experience with momentum
Yeah.
that everybody else in the boat did not.
Right.
He had an experience, though he began to sink, that only people sat on the sidelines and watched. But he decided to get into movement and in motion.
Come on
and I'm
now.
here to encourage you. Whatever God's telling you to do, it's time for you to get in motion.
Come on now.
Time for you to write that book. It's time for you to finish that book. It's
Come on.
time for you to start putting plans in place to transition yourself out of your job. Listen,
Come
I'm here to tell you that it's possible. I left my job and within 6 months, more than doubled my income. I'm telling you, God will give you the strategy. You see this? It's time for you to get in motion.
Jesus.
Because God has given you that. And don't you look at what everybody else saying, this is not the time to do this, and there's a recession and the bottom about to fall out. Well, here's what I know about God. What's impossible to man,
Yes.
impossible to man, is possible with God.
Come on
And
now.
I tell you, he does his best work in times like this. Come on, there was a famine in the land and the people were still prospering. They left Egypt rich.
Right. In the midst of a famine.
In the midst of a famine. I'm telling you, there's so many stories of debt cancellation. A friend of mine, within 24 hours, less than 30 days, honestly, because I don't know the time period. So I'll say in less than 30 days, AKINTUNDE amassed 6 figures.
Come on.
In the middle of a pandemic.
It's so possible.
Another friend of mine always was believing for a building. She just got the keys to her building. And I think she's not even paying the rent. Somebody else is picking up the tab. I'm just telling you, momentum doesn't owe you an encore. So this is the perfect time to make some movement. This is the perfect time to make some moves strategically, prayerfully. But this is the perfect time to make some stuff happen. But if you're observing the wind and not observing the wind.
Right.
Let me say that again. So come on, let those who have an ear to hear this.
Come on now.
If you're observing the wind and not observing the wind of God, you'll miss it. But if you look at the wind of what's happening in the world and think, oh, we can't do nothing this time. It's the perfect time to do what God told you to do.
Wow.
Because I'm following the wind of the Lord.
Jesus.
Because he said, you trust me. Come on. I'll guide you with a cloud by day and fire by night. Come on. And here's the thing about the children of Israel. Them boys weren't even faithful. I mean, can you think about how many times Moses had to go and intercede for them? How many times he had to go up on a mountain and pray? They're down there dropping it like it's hot. Uncle Rufus was talking about they was down there twerking and building golden calves, and Moses up there interceding for them.
Interceding for them.
Right. And God still said, because there was a promise, I'll still guide you with a cloud by day and fire by night. Here's what I'm saying. Am I saying that you continue in sin? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if he will do that for a group of people who didn't always get it right,
who were not faithful,
right? Had some challenges in the faith area.
That's right.
What do you think he's going to do for someone who you're giving, you're sowing, you're surrendering, you're walking in forgiveness, you're walking in love, you're following? What do you think he's going to do for you?
Come on now.
He will guide you with a cloud by day and fire by night, and he'll put the glory upon what you're doing. Get in movement, get in momentum.
Sis, that was so powerful. And 2 things that you talked about that leaped in my spirit. 2 things. Number 1, forgiveness is one of the most phenomenal and most powerful ways to unleash and release the power of God in your life outward. Because when you release somebody for some grievances they did to you,
Yes,
You justifiably should be angry with them. They
that's
did
right.
you wrong, sure enough. But when you
Mhm.
forgive, it's like it removes the blockages and the power of
Right.
God begins to work in areas of your life that may have been clogged up before.
Can I say something with that? Why do you
Man,
think we're being so challenged right now with walking in forgiveness with the injustices that are happening in our world?
mm, Jesus.
Can we be mad? Yes,
Yes.
definitely. Can we have righteous anger? Yes, and
Right.
be upset. But I can't walk in unforgiveness
Yes.
with the system, with the people. I cannot take that because it's like a cancer, ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen. And you're
Yes.
wondering why things are not happening, wondering why there's pain in your body. All of those things is because we got to sit here and go, I got to release this, Lord.
Right.
Vengeance still belongs to God. And I
Right.
know at the end of all things, his justice will prevail. But see,
Mm,
you trying to get justice
right.
because what you want to happen. But I'm telling you, I want God's justice.
Mm,
Because
Jesus.
when he settles up, come on, children of
Come on
Israel,
now.
they left rich. When he settles up, he settles up. And so we have to make sure that with all this information that we're consuming, that we're still keeping our heart tender and our heart
Right.
is not getting hard towards people, but we're
Right.
still keeping our heart soft and tender. Because how many of you know, true story, total transparency right here, Akintunde.
Yes,
There
ma'am.
was a particular situation that I was in, and I'm gonna tell two stories here. Make this really quickly. A
Okay.
couple of years ago, I was pregnant with our son, so this was like about 10 years ago.
Okay.
And I one of our friends in our mommy play group was on her deathbed, dying
Mm,
of cancer.
mm,
And she was not at peace. And one of the things the other mommies in the play group told me, they said, Rashonda, she was at the point I can do that she could not talk.
mm,
Cancer was eating away, and
mm,
all she could do was write down. And
mm.
my main concern and my assignment was this. I said, well, did anybody talk to her about Jesus? Because I want to make sure she's at peace with the Lord.
Mhm, mhm.
So there was some discussion about whether I should go up there because I was pregnant. Of course, they had her, they wanted to make sure that I wasn't bringing anything to her. She wasn't going to give anything to me, that kind of
Right.
thing. But I was
Right.
on assignment. Plead the blood, went to the hospital. So
Mm,
I'm sitting there talking to her, rewriting things down, we're communicating, but just as much as she could because she was heavily medicated.
mhm.
So I was talking to her, I prayed with her, felt at peace that she understood the transition that was about to take
Okay.
place in her life. But
Okay.
here was her fiance at the time,
Mhm,
who was asking me a lot of questions about what I was talking to her about. I was
mhm.
talking to her about the Lord and making sure that she was at peace with the Lord. But I totally tossed him to the side because what the ladies in the play group told me that he was a bum.
Okay.
And so I was just like, dude, I'm not here for you. I'm here for
Mhm,
her. So he's
mhm.
trying to ask me questions. And then after a while, I'm turning and asking him questions. We get in a conversation about the Lord and I lead him to Christ. Get on the elevator, Akintunde. And there's only but
Mm,
a couple of times, ladies and gentlemen, I have a point with this. There's only a couple of times in my lifetime that I felt God's voice like thunder.
mm, mm,
The Old Testament God, who's
mhm,
smoking people,
mhm,
that God.
mhm,
And I got on the elevator, and that was the slowest ride down to 2 floors.
mm,
And as I got on the elevator, just thanking and rejoicing God that a soul was saved, it was like the Lord told me this. He said, don't you ever decide who gets a right to have a relationship with me. That's none
mm,
of your business.
mm,
He's like, you went in there based off of what other people said and
mhm,
made your judgment and almost missed your opportunity because
mm,
of what you thought this person deserved.
mm.
How dare you?
Wow.
And I sat there repenting all the way down. Because I'm telling you, it got hot in there. I was holding this baby. I was just like, Lord Jesus, please. Like,
Wow.
and so that, right? And
Mhm,
then most recently, encountering an opportunity to work with someone who doesn't necessarily look like me and you.
mhm.
And with everything that's happening in our world, we can pass judgment or we
Right.
could feel uncomfortable. We could feel like, yeah, I don't really want to
Right.
go there,
Right.
whatever. But here's was the greatest thing that God was like, you don't know who I'm bringing across your path to help you, to
Right.
support you, pour
Right.
into you. But again, you're making judgments based upon your feelings and your emotions,
Right.
just like you did at the hospital.
Right. Right.
And we can miss opportunities, Akintunde, because we haven't reconciled what's really inside of us.
Mm.
So we
Wow.
got to make sure that in this climate, and I'm speaking to those who have an ear to hear, this message is not for everybody. That we
Right.
have to make sure in this climate that we continue to walk in forgiveness with people. We
Mm.
continue continue to walk in forgiveness, because you never know. God may use you to change the trajectory of a company to open up the other door for people who look like you. But if you already hating on people, if you already upset and you're already ready to throw stones, you'll miss your opportunity, David. You know, every third or fourth generation, God's raising up a David to deliver, to slay the Goliath.
Right.
But if you're ready to fight, and I understand, wait a second, let me get in posture and position, because I may need to go and talk to the king.
Right.
And tell Wells Fargo, you mean to tell me you can't find any other Black qualified people? And here's the thing, AKINTUNDE, I wasn't surprised when that CEO said that, because want to know why? Because when I was in the newsroom, I heard that same thing told to me once by a news director.
Wow.
Can you believe that? Well, we
Wow.
just can't find any quality minority applicants. I looked her in the face and said, you can't do what? You're looking at one.
Right.
Are you kidding me right now?
Right.
I said, why don't you give them some more money? Why don't you sit here and be intentional about going to job fairs like the National Association of Black Journalists? Why don't you be intentional?
Right.
But if I'm angry, I can't go in there, because they're not going to understand what I'm saying in a spirit of anger. I have to go in there with a strategy, because we still need to be at the table.
Right.
Because here's the thing. God said he prepares a table in the presence of our enemies. This is the last thing I'm going to say. He prepares the table, but he gives us the tree to go build it.
Ooh.
He gives us the tree to go build the table so he can prepare it.
Jesus.
He told me to get on live video. He gave me a promise. And what did I do? I took my tree, I built the table, and guess what? He prepared it. And he continues to prepare it.
Jesus.
Get in your lane and get in position. And one way to get in position is to continue to walk in forgiveness. Walk in forgiveness.
Sis, you blessed me tonight.
Thank you.
You bless, I'm sure, scores and scores of people on this live feed tonight. And you are truly walking in your purpose. And
God be the glory.
I can guarantee you that there are so many people who are at some point of transition, some point of looking for that next level, some point of trying to figure it out. You just got some golden nuggets, people, of what your next steps need to be, whether it's praying, whether it's fasting, whether it's forgiving. But I just pray and just pray that God has positioned you and that you're reminded that momentum doesn't owe you an encore.
Does not.
And that's it. Let me tell you something. If I hadn't heard that, I probably wouldn't be talking to you on this live right now, because I was busy, focused.
Wow.
God, and when you said that, I was like, ooh. I said, okay. I'm not gonna restate it. I'm not gonna re-preach what Roshanda just gave to you. It's not necessary.
So good. So good.
Connect with this sister on all her platforms. The Rosho Live. Sister, thank you so much. Man,
thank you for the opportunity.
Children, Pastor Pratt, thank you for allowing you to hang out with us for almost 2 hours a night, giving up some of your precious family time.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, sis.
Thank you so much. I love you and your family. And thank you so much to everybody who was here. And thank you, sir, for this opportunity. I can't wait to tell my mama I made it. I was on the AKINTUNDE show. I made it. And I had 2 hours. Go run and tell that.
Hey, just wait for the Rosho Live show. Come on. All right. Thank you, sis.
Thank you. God bless you.
God bless. Wow, man. I hope that bless y'all like it blessed me. Definitely. In these last couple of minutes I got before I check out, y'all. Listen, drop a comment in there. Anything that jumped out at you. Jerry, Ren, thank y'all so much. Gerald Clausen, thank y'all so much. Mama, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. Man, it was really some good stuff. Okay, Mom, I see what you're saying. You said, please play Rosho's promo again. It was very low. I don't know why it was playing like that, because it shouldn't play like that. I think it may be the file size, that those files are pretty huge videos. So that's my thought, that maybe that's what it is. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm gonna premiere it on my WF Media Group page and then share it with my AKINTUNDE page, and then y'all can see it again. But she really blessed us, came in prepared, and allowed us to capture what we needed. And then the graphics team, shout out to Jaleel Warnock and Brenton for doing great post-production work, graphic work, and just really makes the WF Media Group look great. Shout out to Unissa, Deja, Kalia, and Elijah, all who worked on Pro Media Day. Big shout out to Lynn Long from Lynn Long Photography for blessing us and helping us to really take Pro Media Day to the next level. Pro Media Day returns October 3rd. That's a Saturday. If you are a business owner, if you minister, if you are entrepreneur in any way, if you are a comedian, if you are you singer, you're a musician, you need to have the right media elements to get what you need done. Listen, somebody said to me, they said, you know what? I don't necessarily know if I need a photo shoot because I take all my photos on my phone. Let me tell you something. That may be true, but here's the deal. That video on your phone, if somebody says, I want to take that video and blow it up to a, I don't know, 20 by 40 foot digital outside screen, can your cell phone video take that type of expansion? Can the DPIs, dots per inch, I'm getting real technical for y'all, but I'm doing it for a reason. Can the dots per inch take the expansion? I don't know. It may or may not be. Jerry, you said you graduate on October the 2nd, 2020. Congratulations, sir. Look, man, we got to celebrate that. I need you to inbox. I need you to let us know exactly where you graduating from so we can celebrate that properly. That's in what? That's in a week. Congratulations. October 2nd, 2020. Do me a favor, Jerry. If you could drop in the comments, please tell us what you're graduating from out of. Tell me what school, what course. I would love to know. Thank you, sir, for sharing that. Brenda E. Wilkerson. God bless you all. Thank you, Brenda. God bless you, sis. Thank you for popping in and hanging out with us, however long you've been here. We don't take it lightly. We appreciate you all. Listen, I'll be right back here Tuesday. Tuesday, we got a hot topic. Tuesday, I'm putting together a panel because we're talking about how to deal with disrespectful children. Shots fired. We're going in Tuesday. How to deal with disrespectful kids. Full Sail University. You told me that before. That's right. Full Sail University, Master of Science in Entertainment Business. Hold on, let me make sure everybody see that on screen. Jerry Denard, Savannah's own, is graduating from Full Sail University, Master of Science in Entertainment Business. Sir, ooh, ain't no telling what you about to do, who you about to bless. Congratulations, sir. That's awesome. I know the family is proud of you. And Full Sail is one of the best entertainment media schools in the country. They got a phenomenal online plan, curriculum, phenomenal online curriculum, and it's rigorous too. Full Sail is also a school that is you really got to dig in. I don't know if you still work when you were, because actually one of the brothers who has a show on this network, Married for Real, LaTroy Brown, graduated from Full Sail as well, and he said the curriculum was so rigorous he couldn't go to school at the same and work at the same time. I don't know if you worked or not, but that's phenomenal. However you finish, it's not Full Sail is not an easy school to graduate from. Again, congratulations, Jerry. I appreciate that. Thanks for sharing that with us. Damon Cherry said the belt, that's the end of that show. Damon. See, I hear you, Damon. I hear you. But I also know you knew in the parenting game. Here's the thing, Damon. These 2020 kids, it's a different ball game now. Like, I see people dealing with stuff and kids saying stuff, and I'm like, oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Let me get them. I see people dealing with stuff with kids that if I would have did it to my mama, who is on this feed right now, Cheryl Warnock, sir, ma'am, y'all know what it would have been. If you old school, this ain't abuse neither. But you done got slick out the mouth. You get popped dead in the mouth. You taste a little bit of blood in your mouth. You like, and you bet you won't say that no more. Man, Tuesday night, we dealing with how to deal with disrespectful kids. It's real talk here. Man, thank you, Jerry. Jerry said he will inbox us the Zoom link. Congratulations. I gotta let your sister know. That's phenomenal, y'all. Man, I had a ball with y'all. This is awesome. So Jerry said you had to go to school. You had to just do school. Yeah. Because Full Sail ain't no joke. It's Full Sail is one of them schools that's hard to do both. And it's a challenge. Hey, family, I'm about to get out of here. Oh, you know what? Look at me. I'm getting off right on time. I'm gonna stop right now. Pro Media Day. Anybody need some more information about Pro Media Day? Log on to wfmediagroupinc.com. I just missed my time. You're just gonna be mad at me because I'm a minute over. I was supposed to be off at least by 10 o'clock. Said info about the show, please. I am the mother of 6 children. Wow. 11 grandchildren. Wow. And over 20 years in the school system. Wow. You are so right. Brenda, so you got to come back here and make sure you are on these comments on Tuesday. Tuesday night, 8 o'clock p.m., we're dealing with it. We're dealing with the topic, how to deal with disrespectful children, because it is real. And a lot of folks are dealing with it. A lot of good parents are dealing with some stuff they probably didn't think they would have to deal with, but it's real. And we're going to talk about it. I ain't no expert. I ain't trying to pass myself off as that, but I do know it's some real world ways you can deal with that. This is the AKINTUNDE show. I am AKINTUNDE. And until next time, family, thank y'all for watching. I'm going to see y'all when I see y'all. Peace.
It's gonna make you laugh real loud. So come on, screaming.